Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your August 18 reading. And today we have Mercury essentially standing still in the sky, ready to go backwards. And now we have this card of assessment coming out. And it was weird as I was thinking about Mercury, and I started your reading last night and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow and do it when I'm refreshed. And I did feel as though there was this energy of the bull waiting to attack its sort of target. And you know, a bull, the way it assesses something, it looks at it straight in the eye and it decides whether or not it's a threat, or decides whether or not it's something worth working forward towards. And kind of puts its head down and, it has this sort of process. And I think you're doing your process. You're considering what to do, how to go about doing something, what to think. The sun is officially in Leo today, comes into Leo today, and fire comes online and the fixed energy really comes online. Sun is working its way into a square, a tight square with Uranus in your sign, and there's just this potency of this wait and see. Like, what's going on? What's this target? How is it going to move? Is it a threat? Is it something good? Is it, what is it? Like, what are you looking at? What are you reassessing? Your future, this new job, this new romantic partner, your current life circumstances. Is it worth it? Is it worth continuing to work for? Is it worth continuing to give time and energy? We have Venus now in Virgo at this time. It's making its way into Libra. And Venus in an earth sign, you do pull that in, right? That's your ruling planet, making you an attractive individual. People being drawn to you, being curious about what you have going on. This is a card of Pisces, could be Scorpio, Cancer, or any other sign, but someone who is taking on a more watery kind of vibe right now. This is someone that follows their heart, that maintains a certain level of optimism at all times. This is someone that does try to seek the good things in life, okay? And they're a creator. They create things. They may be artistic or musical. Let's see what's going on around them. I don't think that's you. It could be you, but I'm not getting that vibe from you. I feel like you're more resting, in a resting phase, and this one is more mobile, right? Someone is moving, taking action. Beautiful. See what I mean about their optimism? And maybe you're kind of lending a little bit of your optimism from someone else as well, feeling inspired by how they see the world. In a way, maybe experiencing or seeing the world vicariously through someone. This is the ultimate outcome. This is the best possible way that this could go. And someone you seem to be working toward that. You maybe with a little bit more skepticism. Why skeptical? Maybe just because of some past experiences that you've had, that you may be feeling wary that that's even possible. Does a 10 of Cups actually exist? Yes, it definitely exists. True happiness, true joy, bliss, even. Does it exist? There is this sidestepping quality happening here. You're sidestepping the 10 of Cups. looking at it from the corner of your eye almost. A really soft reading, which is good. I think you are, I don't know, we've got the eclipse coming in. We all know about all that stuff. And you are affected by it, sure. And yet you seem to be willfully detached from it. Two of Swords is a very peaceful place to be. A place where you don't really allow your thoughts to really get in the way. A place where you do feel quite grounded and balanced. It is a card of Libra, okay? There's a moon aspect happening here, which is all about the intuition. It's all about following your gut. While sometimes we may feel or we may perceive that we are at some kind of a crossroads, or we may perceive that there's actually some kind of decision, when we strip away all of the negative voice inside our head, we're left with only what our intuition is really saying. And that is truth. And I don't know why your intuition is guiding you toward a 10 of Cups. And there's no need to be putting any kind of like squashing it in any way. The 10 of Cups clearly wants to shine. It clearly wants to come into your life. Clearly there's someone that's kind of either leading you there or guiding you there, or by way of example, showing you how it can be done. Be careful with the voice that says, well, it's not practical. It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense. It's not realistic. That's the earth sign curse. It's not realistic. It is realistic. Sometimes we think that the things we see in fairy tales aren't realistic, but you know, why not? It doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect and you're never going to fight with someone or anything, but I mean, a 10 of Cups is so spiritual as well. There's an aspect of really connecting with that true essence of who you really are. I am going to be doing a little promotion here, not for the sake of audience or whatever. Like, this isn't even a monetized video, so I don't really get anything from it. But I did a weekly bump on July 19th, which is just kind of like a weekly tapping into the energy kind of thing. And I talk so much about what's going on in the sky and how it's crucial for us to really figure out this true identity, and how a lot of the false identity is going to be stripped away from us during this eclipse season, and how this false identity is our cage, and how it's all about liberation this month. And I feel like you are going to be liberating yourself. I'm recommending people watch that simply because it could put things in perspective. And the material seems to not be so important. All these little coins here represent all the things that you identify with. The kind of job you have, the kind of life you live, the kind of energies, you know, even your astrology chart is included in here. This idea that we have that I am a Taurus, it's all nonsense in a way. You are experiencing life through the energetic constructs of a Taurus, yeah, but you are so far beyond that as a spiritual entity and as a spiritual being as well. And it's time to really let that spiritual being run free. And I think someone is kind of showing you or leading you toward that, or there's an internal desire that's very, very strong and undeniable at this time. This may or may not be a romantic partner. So now here I'm getting a King of Swords and I'm getting a Queen of Wands. Whichever one of these you relate to, it's kind of irrelevant because the energy is very separated right now. You are maybe even deliberating between two versions of yourself. Are you a go-getter? Are you one that's like, Here's the Leo, here's the Aquarius, two sides of the eclipses and the moons that are going to be happening this month. There it is, plain and simple. Are you a King of Swords or are you a Queen of Wands? Are you a humanitarian or are you all about this is me? How do we integrate both sides of this duality? Both sides of this polarity, Leo versus Aquarius, in a little bit of a tight struggle with Taurus because it's squaring aspects and it's squaring Uranus, right? How are we going to integrate this stuff? How do you find the middle ground? How do you find the best of both worlds? Some of you are leaning more toward one or the other, more toward the Aquarian energy or more toward the Queen of Wands, Leo energy. Okay, so you may have a partner that is sort of compensating for the other. So if you're leaning more toward King of Swords, you may be having a partner that's all about being a Queen of Wands right now. This one being more methodical, more practical and logical, more scientifically oriented, more humanitarian oriented, or humanity oriented rather. A more big picture, more about the global collective, all this. So if you're sitting here, this other person is like, no, but I want to go and do this and be seen, and I want a voice, and I want to show and give my opinion, and I want people to listen to me. And you're like, yeah, but no, it's not really about you. It's about all of us. And, so there's this sort of internal situation that's happening that is being reflected in the external world. That's how it works, as above, so below. That's what that means. Our own internal conflicts manifest externally. And it's showing you something about really who you are. It's showing you something about the inside mechanisms. Do you want to shine? Or do you want to kind of self-sacrifice and give up that identity for the greater good? One is not better than the other, so how do you integrate the two? It is the integration of both that leads to that bliss point. The combination of sweet and sour. Your heart is telling you something. It's so critical that you spend the time to find quiet moments for yourself to really listen. To really, really listen. And ask your spirit guides, ask your higher self for guidance at this time. Because they will guide you. Your guides will guide you. They will show you. They will open doors. The Magician is all about this process of mental alchemy. Once you adjust your frequency to a certain vibration, you do begin to draw in things that are in line with that. So if you want a 10 of Cups, which is ultimate happiness and soul level liberation, you have to adjust your frequency to that. How do you do that? Well, you think about it for one, but that's not quite enough. It really does need to come from the heart center. Okay? I was taking a shower this morning and I was thinking about this idea that we have of fairy tales. And it's interesting, actually, I didn't even connect the dots till just now, the fairy tale quality. And how in all these fairy tales like Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, there's like this fairy godmother that has a magic wand. And they just wave this magic wand and all of a sudden something materializes. And I'm like, that's not even really fake. That's not even really fairy tale. Like, that's really how it works. This idea of manifesting material. Now, our minds don't work that way because we've been trained and, societally trained not to know how to do that. But there are people that have broken free from these belief structures, and they truly can manifest things like immediately. And I even experienced this myself. Like 2 weeks ago, I was thinking about how much I wanted a specific thing in my circumstances to be changed. And like 3 days ago, all of a sudden, here is that thing that I was like literally manifesting something that was really big. And here it is right on the table in front of me, like here you go. And I had a meditation that was so potent, and I put my moldavite crystal on my heart chakra, and I could feel these, I mean, it was dense. Like you could feel, almost actually touch the vibration that was being emitted from my heart. And I was like sweating and everything by the end of it, because I was like, holy cow, I don't know what I was doing. Was I like time traveling, or like what was I doing that was causing so much heat in my body that I was actually sweating? Well, what was happening was I was changing my vibration to a much, 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 much higher vibration, creating heat. Okay? And we all have that power within us. And so if you want this ultimate outcome, you must be in the ultimate outcome mentally and physically. Those of you who have experience with mental alchemy know how incredibly powerful it is. And when you manifest something that's like really fast, you're like, holy cow, that shit is powerful. The power of the mind is incredible. And you have the persistence and the true ability to do that, because you are the I have in the zodiac. That's your thing. That's your power. Six of Wands reversed. You may really need to work on the pessimism. If you're experiencing pessimism in any way, and you're like, see, amazing, I'm so happy we got the Tower, because that's how quickly changes can occur. That's how quickly your life can change. And because of Uranus squaring this eclipse in Leo, like, you absolutely 100% can have the things you want. This pessimism and this kind of like beating around the bush energy is not going to fly. That's just going to enable time to pass you by. Plain and simple. It's just going to enable everything, your dreams, all of that, to just walk right by you. If you're in love with someone, clearly there's something going on. Like, I think that I don't know why I'm seeing you taking on this more king energy, just for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But again, you could be either. But you may be evolving, becoming a more developed Taurus, tapping out of the materialistic qualities of Taurus and tapping into the spiritual qualities of Taurus. You know, every sign has their kind of unevolved self and their more evolved self. And as we evolve, we become less and less of the world and more of the spiritual realm. And you tap into the true powers of your archetype that way. You are the power of manifestation. We all have that. That's all a part of us. So, but it's this intrinsic wiring that Taurus has. You're just wired for that. And here is the change that I think you're really seeking. Now, don't be surprised if some structure of your life that has been existent for quite a while disappears. You can't be afraid of that change. You can't be. Because as you raise your vibration to manifest the 10 of Cups, well, anything that's not a 10 of Cups has to go away. If you're trying to manifest with doubt, it's not going to work. You can't have doubt and hope at the same time. That doesn't work. You can't have fear and ambition at the same time, that doesn't work. You have to either be ambitious to manifest this, or you have to be fearful. Otherwise, they just kind of neutralize each other and kind of cancel each other out. See? Good things are coming to you 100%. You can stop this wheel if you want, with your thoughts and your feelings, and feelings of pessimism and feeling like you don't deserve something. You can stop it. You can put up that energetic shield, sure. Why would you want to? Don't you want the 10 of Cups? I do. I'll trade you. I'll trade you energies this month. See, and there's the doubt and the self-sabotage. And it's possible that actually you may be dealing with someone who is sabotaging your progress on an external level, right? If it's happening externally, you need to ask yourself how that's also happening internally, because it could not be existent in your outside world if it wasn't existent in your inside world too. And that's a really tough pill for some people to swallow, because it asks them to take responsibility for the crappy things that are happening in their life. You know, I talk all the time about my being raped in Bali last year, and I know that's like really hardcore stuff. Sorry to blast that bomb on you, but one of the hardest things that I had to come to grips with was that that couldn't have happened if I wasn't exhibiting internally things that would have caused that to happen, which was like a lack of self-respect, a lack of self-love, right? And a very real feeling of not being quote unquote special because of a love situation that had been going on for quite a while for me. And it was probably the darkest moment of my life, and it was also the time of my life when I felt the worst about myself. So what does the universe gives you? It gives you a situation that confirms how shitty you feel about yourself, okay? And I know that that's like really harsh, but I've come to really realize and understand how that actually works, okay? So you may need to come to a point of realizing that if your fears exist, if doubt exists, then of course this is out of reach. It really is okay to shoot for the stars. It really, really is. You need to give yourself that freedom to do that. 10 of coins. How is it that that exists and that exists? How is it that this exists and this exists? You know? So we have actually a lot to clarify in the comprehensive. I'll probably be doing the Knight of Cups, this, and this. Maybe not that one, but we'll see. We'll see kind of where I'm feeling guided to go. So, all right, you guys, I really hope you have an amazing month. Use it. Use the energy, because your life could change on a dime for the better, okay? All right, you guys, I will see you next month. All right, take care. Bye-bye.